They say love is blind, but in my case, love was cursed. My name is Obina, born in Umuakola, a quiet village tucked between the forest and rivers of southeastern Nigeria. I was a palm wine tapper, strong, honest, and content with the simplicity of my life. All I ever desired was a good wife, one who would share in my joys and sorrows. That wish, I thought, came true the day I married Amora. Amora, she was everything a man could want. Her beauty was quiet, but powerful, like the stillness before a thunderstorm. Her eyes held mysteries I was too enchanted to question. She walked into our village as if the wind guided her footsteps, claiming she had no family, no past, only dreams of building a future. Everyone welcomed her, although the elders eyed her with silent caution. But love, like a fire in dry grass, spread quickly between us. Within weeks, we were man and wife. At first, everything was perfect. She cooked like a goddess, spoke like a river song, and touched me like I was a sacred relic. But soon, strange things began to happen. Animals stopped coming near our compound. At night, I often woke to find Amora missing from our bed. Once, I followed her and saw her kneeling before a clay bowl in the moonlight, whispering words in a tongue I didn't recognize. The wind howled, but she didn't shiver. Her eyes glowed faintly, unnaturally. When I asked her about it, she smiled sweetly and said it was just a prayer, one passed down from our ancestors. I wanted to believe her. I needed to believe her. She was my wife. But then the dreams began. I dreamt of shadows with claws. Of rivers turning to blood. Of Amora standing in the forest, her body surrounded by fire, calling my name with a voice that didn't sound human. I would wake soaked in sweat, my heart pounding, only to find her watching me silently from the foot of our bed. One day, a boy named Namdi ran through the village, claiming he had seen Amora turn into a blackbird. The villagers laughed, but I did not. Something in me had begun to crack. In desperation, I visited Mama Neka, the blind seer who lived by the sacred stream. She listened to me silently, then held a white kola nut in her hand, which shattered without being touched. "Your wife is not what she seems," Mama Neka whispered. "She was born under the black moon. She is Ezumizu, a chosen one of the forgotten spirits. She feeds on soul light." My heart broke. I wanted to deny it, but deep down, I had known. I returned home, unsure whether to flee or fight. That night, Amora confessed. She had been sent by ancient forces, bound by an ancestral curse to harvest one soul every moon. She had wandered from village to village, leaving ruin behind. But with me, something changed. She said she had never known love, until me. I tried to resist, she wept. But the hunger, it grows. And this moon, I can no longer fight it. I should have run. I should have told the elders. But my heart was still hers. On the night of the blood moon, it happened. The wind roared like a beast. The village awoke to screams. Fires broke out. Chickens clucked madly. I found Amora in the village square, her true form finally revealed, her hair dancing like smoke, her eyes white with ancient fury, her body floating above the ground. The villagers shouted, some throwing stones, others collapsing in fear. Dyke, my childhood friend, ran to me with a blade wrapped in red cloth, a blade blessed by the ancestors. "Only love can end what love began," he said. "The blade must be yours." Amora saw me. And in her eyes, I saw the woman I had married, trembling inside the monster. She floated down and knelt before me. The earth shook beneath our feet. "If you still love me," she whispered, "set me free." I wept as I held the blade. My hands trembled. My heart screamed. But I did it. I plunged it into her chest. She smiled, not in pain, but in peace. Her body dissolved into ash, caught by the wind, her wedding bangle the only thing left behind. Since that day, I have lived alone by the river. They say I was bewitched, that I was a fool. But they never saw how her laughter lit up a room. They never heard her cry when I whispered her name. They don't know what it's like to love a monster and be loved by one. Yes. she was a witch. But she was my wife, and I loved her. Even now, when the wind is right and the moon is full, I still do.